Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Tony Shively, and I am a life coach for leaders. I love to help owners, executives, business leaders, managers expand the possibilities of their life and inherently impact their leadership capabilities. Um, Today, we are going to go into a topic that's probably really common. um, Given the time of year, but we're going to be talking about the difference between goals and habit change. So, the reason I want to talk about this is because a lot of people innately go into setting goals for the new year, but they don't actually plan for those goals. They don't actually plan for how they are going to become the type of person who achieves those goals. And there's some people who can like power through and just have dedication in general within them to accomplish goals, but it doesn't necessarily change who they are in the long run. So when you talk about like goals in the workplace or in a leadership environment, it might be something like, hitting a certain quota for the year, or it could be something like generating 3 business ideas for the leadership team. But the problem is, once you achieve that goal, that's it. That's all there is. It's achieved, and then boom, you're done. If you don't become the type of person who does things to generate large revenue numbers, then you're probably never going to generate large revenue numbers. Doesn't matter how many times you put that as your goal. If you don't become the type of person who learns and reads and researches different leadership techniques or ideas of how to transform business, you're probably not going to generate past those 3 ideas. And those 3 ideas probably come from, you Googling, what are 3 ideas for my business, rather than you organically learning material and coming up with ideas based off of what you're learning. And anyway, habits, on the other hand, are lifestyle change. It is a transformation of who you are and how you act and how you be in the world. So while the two are important together, I think our focus when it comes to the new year needs to really change from being focused on just goal setting and more on the side of true habit change and transformation. I've been a little sick lately, so apologies for my voice and possible frogginess. All right, so when it comes to achieving goals, what is the definition of a goal? Achieving goals refers to the process of setting specific, measurable, and time-bound objectives and working towards accomplishing them. Achieving goals refers to the process of setting specific, measurable, and time-bound objectives and working towards accomplishing them. So it's really funny because during my time working for an actual company and observing so many different HR processes, performance reviews, year end, and beginning of the year, I guess just goal setting processes as well. It's so interesting to me how much companies would put an emphasis on something being a SMART goal. So, specific, measurable, achievable. I don't remember the other ones. It doesn't matter. They put so much emphasis on this. And it's like, yeah, you do want to be able to like check the box saying, okay, yeah, they got that goal. But where I feel like companies are really missing the mark is that they're not transforming their employees. They're not creating better humans and better employees through performance review processes. They're just checking off a task. Doing performance reviews or setting annual goals, quarterly goals, whatever. Many companies, and this is based off of 7.5 years of observation and working very closely with companies on their performance review processes, especially when it comes to goal setting for the year. A lot of companies miss the mark on creating truly impactful change in the workplace and in their employees. All right, so I just totally had a coughing fit and I can't remember exactly where I was. But I think what I was saying is that I just feel, based on my experience, that many organizations are missing the mark when it comes to setting goals and being effective in making a real change in the workplace and in their employees. And if we're not here to enhance the lives and the work of the people who work for us, what is the point of doing annual goal setting and having performance reviews if it's not to improve their lives and improve their work and create a better version of themselves? What is the point? So anyway, kind of went off on a tangent there, but back to the goals. Goals can be short-term or long-term, and they are also used for achieving certain milestones. So if you have a larger goal, you can have smaller goals that are shorter term, so on and so forth. Habit change, on the other hand, involves altering your state of being. It involves changing your routines and the behaviors that you perform on a regular basis. Many times habits are just automatic. They just happen. It's just who you are innately. Habits can be good or they can be bad, meaning they can positively impact your life or they can negatively impact your life. So using habit change rather than a goal is more so about changing your lifestyle, making different decisions of how you spend your time, and that creates new outcomes in your life. So if you, let's say a goal could be that you want to run a marathon, whereas your habit change could be that you want to become someone who runs 3 times a week. Your habit is that you want to become a runner. You want to be someone who runs. Whereas your goal is, I want to do the things that it takes to do this one activity, which is running a marathon. And once that marathon is completed, are you still a runner? Maybe, maybe not. I know a lot of people who have completed. In Indianapolis, we had this thing called the mini marathon. People come all over the world, all over town. And I knew so many people who did the mini just to do the mini. It wasn't to be a runner or to, do other marathons. They just wanted to accomplish that thing and check it off the list. And I'm not sure, maybe it does, but I'm not sure how much that actually enhances their life now. It was like an accomplishment, of course, and that's great. You can look back and you say, I did the mini. But how much is that actually changing your life and positively impacting you today? So habit change is obviously a longer term process, but when we think about like, oh, it's the first of the year, we're going to change our lives and we're going to set all these goals, we typically don't, well, maybe, but we typically don't think that it's going to be accomplished within a week. some people may feel that way and give up after a week because it's not happening fast enough. But I think we need to shift the way that we think about this. If we think about habit change instead of goal setting, we can give ourselves a little bit of grace and kind of chill out a little bit and realize like this is going to take time for me to change my habits and how I innately just go throughout my day. It's going to take me time, but I know at the end of this year, if I can improve 1% every day, or if I can do just a little change every day and build upon these new habits that I'm creating, I will be a very different person at the end of this year. When it comes to your business, if you're able to create habit change, transformation in yourself, in your company, with your employees, think about how that will make a difference rather than just having a one-time goal to accomplish. Imagine developing someone into a person who innately is kind to customers, who is just a person who loves to help other people. Imagine focusing on that rather than saying, I want to get 7 good reviews. Think of the impact that it will not only make on that employee, but how it will impact your business if you created a culture of people who innately love helping people and love to do the work that they come to work to do. Imagine how much more natural it will be that you will just get good reviews. Of course, you may still have to ask for people to give them, but that's okay. Imagine how many people would be more willing to give them because the people that they're interacting with on a daily basis are always so naturally kind and give such good customer service. Those are the kinds of things that I think we need to be valuing more and putting more resources into rather than just, I want to get 7 good reviews this year. So what are the importance of goals versus habits? Well, goals can be a little bit more motivating, right? You may be more motivated by achieving a specific 7 customer reviews or X amount of, leads or revenue or whatever it is. You could be more motivated by that specific thing. And it also gives someone like a specific direction. So when it comes to it has to be specific, measurable, attainable, all that stuff. It can be more easier to grasp for people when you have a specific goal in mind. It also offers that sense of accomplishment upon completion. So if you're like me, you love accomplishing things. Of course you do. We all do. When you are using goals, it's easier to provide that sense of accomplishment when that goal is completed. And then it also helps in measuring progress. If you know at the end of last year, this person generated X amount of revenue, or they generated X amount of customer reviews, or, they accomplished X, Y, and Z, did X amount of projects, let's say. Having goals that are measurable are beneficial because you can track what the progress is. But again, just to remind you on all of these things, when you create individuals or when you support individuals to become the type of person who generate what revenue, who generate good customer reviews, who generate on time and, impactful projects, you don't necessarily have to worry about the specific measurable, yada, yada, yada. It just comes naturally. You don't have to force it. So habit change, on the other hand, the benefits of habit change are that they lead to long-term change. It is sustainable. A goal is, again, a one-time thing, whereas a habit change is going to change the trajectory of someone's career and life. It can also have a compound effect. So, where a goal may just be one time, when you create habit change, their ability to generate certain revenue or complete certain projects or get certain reviews from clients, that is going to compound, because as they see this habit is getting me certain results that I would have gotten otherwise, and maybe even getting me better results than I could have expected or than I would have set for myself in the past, then it's going to compound and they're going to want to do more. They're going to want to be that even more, and maybe even enhance whatever habits that they have created even more. Which one is more important? Well, in my opinion, creating habits are more important. It's more important for you to be the type of person who gets the results that you're looking for in a goal than to just achieve goals all the time. Because just achieving anything in life is not inherently impactful. And that may be something that people are like, what? I won all these awards. Are you saying that I didn't make an impact? No, that's not what I'm saying. If you are the type of person who achieves all sorts of awards, you probably do the things that it takes to, gain that recognition and get those achievements, if it's a ongoing thing for you. But if it's, one thing here and then one thing over there, and maybe just one time in general, it's not inherently impacting your life. And maybe just sit with that for a second. And if you think that that's, baloney, fine. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But I know for myself, and I know based on what I've seen from other people in my life, in my career, is that one-time achievements, one-time checking off of a box that you did something or that you accomplished a goal that you set out for, it just doesn't change things in the grand scheme of life or in business. So my personal opinion is that habit change is more impactful. It's more important. But if we're looking for, immediate results, if you have to measure something, because let's be honest, in business, some things are formalities. Some things do have to be, documented. And there are a lot of things that, should there be, let's just be honest, if there was ever a lawsuit or a claim filed against you, sometimes you do need to have the courts or your lawyer might recommend that you do X, Y, and Z. And so you'll have to have a goal to achieve a specific outcome. Or it might be something where you just have to check off, we did this, we did this, we did that. So that's where, goals can become handy. It also, like I mentioned before, it does help some people more easily visualize what they're working towards. But you want to integrate both, ideally. You want to have the habit change as the ultimate item or goal that you're working towards. And then you want to have maybe shorter term, easily achievable wins, goals that you can obtain easily to keep that momentum going and that, that motivation. up. So at the end of the day, both have their value. Hopefully I have, convinced you that habit change is where the future is, where we should really be going in business and in our lives, rather than focusing so much on individual goals. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I have a balanced goal setting and habit tracking workshop coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's happening on December 16th. So if you found this information helpful, hopefully you'll join us for that. Should be a great time. So we'll be going through how to set goals that are more in line with habit change and how to track those throughout the year without getting discouraged and falling off track. So all of those things and my system for how I achieve my habit changes and my goals in my life will all be discussed during that period of time. You will get a free replay if you attend the event, and you will get my free Notion template on how to track this stuff for yourself. So if that's of interest to you, I would love to have you. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I will see you soon. Take care.